What's going on? So yesterday was kind of fun. Did a little bit of farting around with the girls. Nothing serious. And I said, well, I want to go over to Sunrise, which is the local big box store. Big box. And so I went in there and I was talking to the manager, who he and I are decent buds, and we were just chatting away, yada, 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 seeing what else he's brought in for metal stuff, because over the last couple years, there's been, like, almost no metal. Like, the only metal you'd find would be, like, Slayer, and, you know, Sabbath, Maiden, Judas Priest, yada, yada, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm sorry, there are other guys in there that want extreme music, or other types of metal, and they can't get it. Like, you know, literally I could go in there and never find a power metal record ever, and it's the weirdest of things. But since they had the new manager come on back in October, November, he's brought in Overkill records that I've never seen in that store. Keep in mind, I've seen them before, but I've never seen them in that store. Let's see, what else? He's brought in, like, Steel Panther, which they never carried Steel Panther, which I don't get. Power Wolf, Blind Guardian, some older thrash bands, which is good. It's nice to see. The sections are looking fuller. The vinyl's looking much fuller. And it's funny because the manager, Dean's, told me that he's brought, the more metal that he brings in, it sells just like that, like in an instance. Like, yeah, funny that, huh? But that's a different thing. The main reason why I'm on here today is because I wanted to talk about a couple things I picked up yesterday. Nothing major. Sunrise had nothing, but when I went over to Second Spin, and those guys have been going for almost 20 years as a record store. So they've been selling tapes now for about a year, I think. And they've been selling CDs for pretty much since the inception of the store. But the good thing about the guys is that they have every possible thing in there, every style of music in there you can think of. Now, the metal CD section really shrunk, but it's because they got a lot more new stuff in, like new arrivals. They also have sealed CDs now, which is kind of nice because people want to see this stuff. So I was in there and I was farting around. I saw some tapes I was looking at. I was like, maybe. And then I saw one that I did grab. And it's been one that I've been looking for on cassette for a long fucking time. I could easily go buy the vinyl, which I might eventually. Yeah, because I have the CD for sure, and I'm just kind of trying to see if I can scan it on the bottom shelf there for now. But I don't see it. I don't see it right away, but that's okay. I finally have achieved my this is not really a grail, but although this looks weird. Oh no. Let's just set up different. Anyways, that's okay. Powerage on cassette. I've been looking for this for a very long time. I mean, a very long time. And original press, 1978. I mean, there's not many of these that really get reissued. But the reason why I kind of stopped, I was like, what? Like, if you look at that, there's only 4 songs on this side, which is not a big deal. But then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and they got 4 on the first side, 5 on this side. But again, when you only have like 9 songs on the record, it's kind of, maybe it's just my brain going, wait, what? But that's all right. No big deal. Finally have a copy of this on cassette. This has been a long process to find this. Now, I could have easily bought it when I was a kid, but at that time, I wasn't really into Bon as much as I was into Brian. Is that a bad thing? No. I still prefer Brian over Bon as the vocalist, but that is my favorite AC/DC record, and it's been like that for years because, I mean, Sin City, Down Payment Blues, Gimme a Bullet, Riff Raff, Rock and Roll Damnation, What's Next to the Moon, Gone Shooting, Up to My Neck in You, and Kicked in the Teeth. And I think this is why, because I'm just looking at this now. If I'm not mistaken, Rock and Roll Damnation was the first track on the CD, and Sin City was later on in the record. That almost doesn't make sense now, does it? No, it doesn't. But that's okay. Anywho, that being said, I picked that up for like next to nothing. Well, I think it's the next to nothing. Some people are like, oh my god, you paid that much, huh? And then this is the other thing that I bought. And from what I can tell, from what I did a quick search on Google, and maybe Marty and Gordon could help me out with this because they may or may not know about this. This is a 3-song EP, 2 songs on the first side, 1 song on the second side. This is a band called Dead Sovereign. Pray to the Devil in Man. Take this out of the sleeve, and I haven't even taken this out of the sleeve yet because I got home and I had a few other things I had to do yesterday. So, what I love about this is it's kind of like it's got the emboss, so when you rub your finger across it, it's all dented in. Dread Sovereign. Look at that cover. Now, at first, I thought this is going to be black metal, but it's actually doom, from what I can tell, and it seems. And of course, if you look at the back, it's a 3-piece. Nemthianga, I think. Good Lord, that was brutal. Bass and vocals, and then you got Bones on guitar and Soldub, I guess, on drums. Boys, I hope you guys can help me out with that. Yeah, that, like I said, that looks very sort of black metal-ish. And it's on Van Records. It looks like that's a German label. But it said on Encyclopedia Metallum that it was a doom band from Ireland. Maybe the boys can kind of straighten me out here. Yeah, side B. It's only got the 1 song. Side A, it's got the 2 songs. So yeah, very cool little EP. Now, when I listened to it vocally, it did seem like there was sort of that black metal hinge, but I don't think so. Not as a whole does it sound like that at all. But Dread Sovereign, yeah, Pray to the Devil in Man. Put it back in here. But I really like the jacket on this because it's got that, it's very cardboard like, and this is pretty much the main reason why I even gravitated to it. But it's like doom, sludgy with a hints of black metal overtones. But I haven't listened to this yet. I'm gonna spin it probably this afternoon. But yeah. Enough of me waffling on like some useless twat, like you guys all know. Pretty much what I tend to go out and look for when it comes to buying records nowadays. Records or tapes or albums or whatever. Tapes, that's mostly the nostalgia thing. I mean, obviously, because it's why we all get that kind of stuff. But I find what I go out and I look for the most. I find when I tend to go looking for stuff now, it's like, especially in second spin, I try to find stuff like Saint Vitus. Like, I try to find doom, sludge, obviously old AC/DC stuff if I can find it, because I don't have very many DC on cassette. And this is kind of, me just kind of talking about what I tend to buy now, or what I'm looking for. Death metal, rock and roll, obviously to appease that, younger side of me, and even my older side, obviously. So like thrash, death, doom metal, stoner, the death doom kind of thing. Like, doom is obviously like the stoner, the doom, the sludge, the death doom, all that stuff. I usually chunk them all together because I can usually, if I'm looking for one band, I can usually find the rest. Obviously death metal, thrash, and rock and roll. That's pretty much what I tend to look for when I go out. But sometimes I guess, sometimes I just draw a blank and I'm like, well, what the fuck do I want? And then I usually find, one of these. So I'm like, oh, well, fuck, maybe I'll grab something else. If I don't, it's okay. It's not a big deal. And, yeah, so when I found the Dead Sovereign, or Dread Sovereign, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to snag this, because this looks really fucking cool. I really have to have that in the collection. So, that's pretty much it, guys. Slowly creeping up past the 300, I'm past the 350 sub mark now. So if you're watching this, haven't subscribed yet, give her a like, give her a subscribe, and slowly making more content. There's a couple things I might do over the next little bit. Oh, and yeah, by the way, if you guys saw my community tab, because I have that now, well, I've had it, I guess. I'm going to start over the next, through the rest of spring and into the summer. My goal is to start doing vocal covers, because we're into the EP now. Drum tracking started, but didn't really get a whole lot. We have to possibly get a new drum mic kit, which is not good, but c'est la vie, shit happens. I've posted in my tab. I'm going to do Children of a Worthless God by Exodus, a Slayer song that's to be determined. I haven't picked that yet. So if you guys want to drop a comment down there and let me know what you would like to see me do for a Slayer cover. Testament, Souls of Black. Shit. I kind of forgot the other two. Oh, Megadeth's The Conjuring. And what other one did I say I was going to do? Anyways, it's in my tab. If you want to check it out, go ahead. Feel free to do that. Like I said, subscribe. I'm going to be doing some more content over the next little bit. I'm hoping that, because I know I'm going to be getting my taxes done here soon. So if I can manage to snag a few bucks, I might go out and do a little more shopping. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I will see you later.